Welcome back to the Frying Pan Podcast, a pop culture podcast, primarily centered around, you guessed it, pop culture. Crazy, right? It's me, your host with the most, insanely modest, devilishly handsome. It's me. My name's Dan, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You didn't hear me last week because, it's Thanksgiving and I just kind of, I just didn't want to do it, honestly. I'll be honest with you. Didn't want to do it for the holiday because a lot of people don't. Why would you? Who wants to listen to it on the holidays? And then if you're like, oh, maybe you're driving after, then I'd argue, hey, maybe you shouldn't be driving in the first place. Kind of still a pandemic, but I understand. You want to see your family. That's fine. It's just me. It's your boy. And today's going to be, a little, not low energy, but it's going to be a nice and chill episode. We got the lo-fi mix playing in the background. I'm going to turn the lights on because it's 4 o'clock, and guess what? It is already almost dark out. Crazy. Love it. Big fan. I mean, time I'm recording it, it's, there's still light out, but I know we're going to get halfway through this, and at the 30-minute mark, I'm going to turn around, and it's going to be pitch black, and I'm not a fan of it anymore. I'm so tired of it. It's nice for the weekends, kinda, I guess. I don't know. Seeing how I can't do anything, I like that it gets dark earlier because I like to feel cozy in my my apartment. I like to get all bundled up and enjoy my time. But say we'd actually go out and do stuff, it kind of sucks because nothing beats, a summer bonfire with people or going out a little later, 4 o'clock and hanging out till the sun goes down around 7. That's prime time. You love to see that. But it'll be a while. Actually, maybe, I don't know. I guess the vaccine's coming along quite nicely. It's got raving reviews. It's not the way I want to word it, but same principle. But so that's something to look forward to. But other than that, let me think. Me personally, I had a nice Thanksgiving. I got to see my family, well, just my mom and dad and my sisters. Hopped in a Zoom call with all the relatives. That was nice, but it's not the same. But at the same time, it was a nice and quiet Thanksgiving, so I really can't complain. It's a nice change of pace instead of 8 drunk adults and then a few kids running around, and then one of the kids makes trips and falls or throws a toy at the other one, and then parents got to get involved, and then it's just an ugly sight. You know it. You've probably been through it. You understand what's going on, what I'm saying. But regardless, we do have some topics stockpiled up from the week prior. So get excited for that. I don't have just 2, and then I'm going to ramble for 30 minutes. I might have stuff to talk about. Number 1 on the list was very fitting for 2020, but very weird. I guess a helicopter crew in Utah was flying over a desert. I guess they were counting bighorn sheep in southeast Utah, and then they spotted a giant, I guess it's a 10-foot tall, just silver monolith, so it's described as. It kind of looks like a jewel, you know what I'm talking about? You just stand it upright, but it's 10 feet tall and made of metal. It's just kind of showed up there. Nobody knows how it got there or who put it there or what put it there. But entirely based off 2020, I would say it'd make the most sense that it's aliens. And we here at the Frying Pan Podcast did predict aliens in December. So if we get invaded and say, hopefully, they'd be nice aliens, but on the off chance it's a Independence Day kind of thing, I'd like my credibility before we all die. Thank you. Take care. But regardless, very, very weird. I guess they hopped down, they went and got a look at it, and it was the same height of 2 people standing on top of each other's shoulders. Very, very weird. And this happened last week. And an update to this actually is apparently it got removed. They went back a few days later and it wasn't there anymore. But I guess there's 4 dudes that are taking credit for removing it, which I don't know why you'd want to. Something like that just seems very just let it be. I wouldn't want to touch that shit. too scary. I imagine like it's like a seal and I unplug it and then like Pandora's box just opens up. Like I don't need that stress. I'm set. I'm fine. I got enough to deal with in my life. But apparently these people don't. But regardless, probably not aliens, but I'm not ruling it out entirely. I could definitely see it being a thing. But yeah, this popped off on social media. A lot of people were questioning it. It won't become like a tourist attraction because it is not there anymore. Now, I don't know if they just took it and they're like, it's ours now, or if they put it up initially, like it was like an art piece or statement. But I don't know. Very fucking weird. But honestly, it is really cool. Obviously, the article will be down below. You can take a look at it. If you want to make one and just start like putting them up in randoms, like be the person that just puts one in each state. If you have that artistic ability, if you're good at sculpting metal. Would that be a sculptor? Would that be a like a welder kind of business? Any sculpting welders out there, just feel free. Slide in the DMs, let me know. I want answers. Not my profession. Though underwater welding pays a lot of money. For anybody out there that's like, I don't know what to do in my life and I don't really care, I just kind of need to do something. Look for underwater welding. I think it is the most dangerous job you can have. So you could be like, hey, I work the most dangerous job in the world. That's kind of cool, right? Maybe. I mean, if you die, you can't really tell people you work the most dangerous job. But regardless, you don't worry about that. You see, that's where you've already failed. You don't put the possibility of you dying on the job in your head, obviously. Me being the smarter person. I'm looking out for you. I am your spiritual guidance. I am the angel on your shoulder, per se. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But, yeah, kind of weird stuff. I really hope that, like, in the coming weeks I find a little origin about this, because maybe keep you up to date with it, but it's very just, I don't know. Everybody just assumed aliens, which, yeah, at this point, like, I'm waiting for Godzilla to come out of the ocean at some point, or like swarm of locusts, or like Satan pays us a visit. It's really, a lot of it is just kind of inevitable at this point, don't you think? But that is one nice thing. We're already in December. Maybe 2021 is a little better, but at the moment, we just got to slog. Is that a word? Slug our way through the next month. Which, hey, if you got any good Cyber Monday deals, I'm happy for you. If you got any Black Friday, actually, I need to know, because obviously I didn't go Black Friday shopping, because why the hell would I? That sounds like a death trap. But I have no idea how Black Friday shopping went down. I'd like to assume that they didn't just let it like how it normally is, where they send everyone in and people fight to the death over a flat screen. But if you are a person that knows, please feel free to message me, because it's something that, like, if I hear about it, cool, but I'm not going to take the time to like look into it just because it's not a big deal. I am assuming, like, logically, that they wouldn't just allow a bunch of people in, but I'm like, did they do like one family in at a time kind of thing, and you had to get in a line earlier, and that line was like a 6-foot distance, so that line's like wrapping around like 3 parking lots? I don't know. Very, very weird times we're living in, you know? But regardless, one other topic I had from last week, which is, it's not anything huge or major, but it's something that I thought was kind of interesting. And it's how the Korean World Series of Baseball, the KBO, Korean Baseball Organization, it's the Korean version of our MLB, but instead of, our dainty little flag circle trophy we have, they have a giant fucking sword as their reward. And I guess it's from a game called Lineage, and it is the fabled +9 execution sword. Never played Lineage. If anybody has, you know what it looks like, but in the article there's a picture of it and a picture of what it looks like when they picked it up and unveiled it. But I'm thinking we should get this trending, because you think to yourself, how many sports trophies are like actually memorable? Like, the only one I can think of that's actually kind of memorable, kind of cool, Stanley Cup, giant cup, and then every time they celebrate with it, they're doing like keg stands out of it and drinking out of it. It's cool. It's about as like drunk American as it gets, and I respect that. I take pride in that. But I mean, the World Series trophy, for example, is literally just a platform with a bunch of flags on it. It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but there's no practicality to it. And you drop that, that thing's done. That thing's dead. Lombardi trophy, it's a football and a piece of metal. That ain't cool. Soccer has like big trophies. Those are kind of cool. And I like in football, for my European listener, I'm sorry, I'm trying. But like in football, when they do the like trophy race together and they do like the oh yeah, and then the crowd goes wild. It's probably my favorite thing. I wish we did that in America, but no, we just kind of like give it to one person. He fist pumps it a couple times, then you hand it to the next person. They do the same, and then you go down the line, and everyone's like, yeah, whoa, yay. It's fine. It's okay, but it's nothing cool. But imagine like, all right, your favorite team just won the World Series, right? And they have the whole ceremony. Everyone's going crazy, and it's time for the trophy ceremony, right? We all walk up, or not we, but your favorite team. They all walk up to it, and they have to like King Arthur take it out of the stone, and it's just the meanest, most metal fucking sword you've ever seen, and it looks super fucking cool. I mean, just like, I don't know if you ever played Dark Souls, just like picture like your favorite Dark Souls weapon, just slap it there, make it real life. Like, that'd be the coolest shit possible. Am I right or wrong? You tell me. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just a fucking nerd, probably, but like if you just, for me what did it was watching them like unveil the sword for the team that won, and having them like take it out, because I don't know, it's very powerful. It's very like, oh yeah, that's a winning team. You know what I mean? Not just some dainty little flag trophy. But if you're curious who won the KBOs, the NC Dinos, I don't know how many NC Dino fans there are, but congrats, I guess. I don't think there's any Korean listeners, nor it'd be kind of weird if they didn't understand English, but hey, I don't judge, and I'm happy and welcome to anybody who wants to hear my, I guess, lazy voice today. But bring back sword trophies. I'm around for this. I'm telling you, man, like, this could be the future. I mean, I guess like maybe like the MVP of the series gets to take home the sword, right? Imagine how cool that'd be. You just have a giant ass sword in your house and you're just chilling. Let me see. Well, staying in the realm of sports, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. had their fight, and it went about as well as you'd expect two 50-year-olds fighting each other. I mean, they drew, but a lot of people said Mike Tyson won, and it was entertaining, but it was also like, yeah, these are two 50-year-old men swinging at each other. I'll give Mike Tyson credit. He looks pretty good for 50. Roy, he's not looking bad, but he hit a little gut to him, and that's fine. But regardless, apparently Mike Tyson was high as shit for the whole fight, so shout out to him, I guess. Kind of impressive you can beat somebody up while high as a kite, but I am not surprised. I mean, that man, it's probably like in his blood at this point. It's so like muscle memory for him, I guess, the way I view it. And then I guess the undercard was Nate Robinson and Jake Paul. And Jake Paul is like piece of shit YouTuber. Him and Logan get a bad rep. Logan's the one that, like, he's got a podcast that's very popular, but he also like filmed a dead body in the Suicide Forest. But hey, these things happen, right? No? Okay, good point. But I guess Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson being a former NBA player, but he was like 5'6", so he was always like the cool, funny, short guy, you know? But he had a lot of bounce. I think he won a dunk contest at one point, but that's like kind of all he did. Sorry, Nate. I don't know. I don't know your accolades too well. I just remember you being like short, crafty, and pretty good. But Nate got knocked the fuck out. Kind of sad. A lot of people were rooting for him. He disappointed, but it happens, I guess. You can't win them all. Don't worry, Nate. It's fine. You'll do better next time, if there is a next time. But regardless, also staying in the realm of sports, we have gender equality, baby. I guess Vanderbilt's roster, due to COVID, they needed a kicker, so they outsourced to their women's soccer team and got Sarah Fuller, and she is the first woman to play in a Power 5 football game, which is like the conference. She's not the first woman to ever play in a college football game, because it's happened before in different conferences, but I don't think it was anything to like this magnitude. So it's very cool to see, I guess, Vanderbilt breaking boundaries. I think she only went in for one kick. I don't know how many kicks she did. Maybe she popped off, but regardless, apparently going into the next week, she is the only kicker on the roster. Now, to be fair, Vanderbilt's 0-8. They don't really have much to lose. So, I mean, why not? Why not do something cool like this? And if she's doing well, hey, fuck it, why not? Nothing wrong with that. But I guess she's the only kicker on the team, so they might use her next weekend too. But I don't know, it's very cool to see. It's very nice to see I guess like women got an opportunity like that. And I guess in the NFL there was a woman coaching, I think it was for the Browns. I could be wrong, but she was subbing in for one of the coaches, and I think she was the first like female coach, not first female coach, but it's very specific. You know, sports do that where they kind of like make very specific accolades for people. It's still cool to see, but that is like what sports do. I've said it before with like, he's the first 22-year-old with two socks not the same color to score 20 points on March 15th between 3:33 and 3:50. It's like, we're really trying for it, but like it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. I don't want to discredit those people, especially the woman who coached, because I mean that's cool to see. It's nice to see boundaries be broken to show that like anybody can really do anything if they set their mind to it. It's just the things you like to see, you know what I mean? But shout out Sarah Fuller. I don't know, very cool to see. Very boundary breaking is what you like to see, especially how stuck in the ways everything has felt the past few years, you know? It's nice to see change, I guess. Something different. Something spicy. Something, you know, something spicy. Sorry, I'm talking too much. um, hey, for any of you big McDonald fans out there, the McRib comes back today. And big giveaway from McDonald's here. They're giving away 10,000 free McRibs for if you shave your face and post on social media and at them. Cool, I guess. Fun fact, McRib actually has no rib meat in it, in case you were curious. Couldn't, last time the McRib was a thing was like 2012. Can't say I ate a McRib back then, but it's like, it's one of those things where like if you eat it once, you kind of don't need to ever eat it again. You know what I mean? There's a few things like that, but I can't put my tongue on it or my finger on it. But yeah. So if you want a free McRib, shave for No Shave November, because now it's December. Crazy, we're already here, right? And you know, go get yourself McRib. Why not? Follow your heart. But it's funny because McDonald's is like marketing as like, this is what is going to save the year. This is what will save 2020. Now I know we have a lot of people dead because of COVID, and that's it. It happens. It's the way of the world. It was going to happen. It's inevitable. But the McRib coming back, this is groundbreaking. A vaccine, I don't fucking care. Get me the fucking McRib. I guess maybe that's like how somebody was like marketing, and McDonald's is like, shit, yeah, dude, you sold me. Why not? I'm around for this. But very odd to see. I guess, you know, McDonald's being McDonald's, people are gonna buy it, and that's just the way it is. But it still bothers me that it's like, it doesn't have any rib meat in it. It's something like, fuck, man. there was like a music channel, not a cooking channel, not a music channel, but a cooking channel that like showed what everything was in or what it was in. And by the way, I'm currently watching a video on what Black Friday shopping looked like in 2020, and apparently nothing changed. Apparently, it is still the same way. Uh, it's always been. There are no precautions taken. Uh, Jesus, that's actually. I mean, there are a lot of like retailers that were just like, "Hey, we're only doing online, so don't bother coming." But some people are just fucking in it for the thrill of it. They some people want to get in there and they want to kill somebody for that flat screen to make sure they earned it. That's some people's mentality, which on God, terrifying. But at the same time, not really surprising. I mean, like how people take this whole COVID situation is incredible to me, where it's like it's got a 1% mortality rate, but then they don't really consider that 1% of the 320 some odd million that live, or billion that live in the US, kind of results in 3 million people dead, which would really fucking ruin the economy. But they're okay with just like, going out, having their drinks, seeing their friends that they haven't seen in a week because they go out every weekend. I personally don't get it. I I don't know. I don't understand. Like conspiracy theories, yeah, they're fun. They're fun to think about, but there's a lot of them that can be easily disproven, and this is easily one of them. Like before your very eyes, people. I don't know. It's just like people don't have anyone that's been affected by it, so they're just like, well, it doesn't affect me. And that's such just a shitty mentality. But granted, like people that have that views on a lot of things, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Well, am, but it's whatever. What was I talking about? The McRib? Yes. Um, Go get a McRib. You tell me how it is. I will not be getting a McRib because the Lord knows I don't need it. Because your boy has been a healthy young man. We're building a little bit of muscle, eating a lot of protein, low carb diet, no bread. Kind of miss it. Really wanted a calzone the other day, but I refrained. But trying my best. So McRib, I can't fit it in my diet. Sorry. But I've, in the spirit, in Robert Onofrio's spirit, I do have one environmental topic for him. That I guess a Chinese submarine sends the first live video back from the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Now, you can't really get to the bottom of the Mariana Trench because the pressure that accumulates from you being that far down will pretty much crush the submarine. But I mean, when it comes to being like kind of ahead of the curve, China does a good job at that, seeing how they have, well, in terms of technology, in terms of, human rights, China doesn't really get that concept. But they have developed a submarine that can actually survive getting pretty darn deep in there. And they sent the first live feedback from it, which was 10,000 meters, which it's 10,000 meters, which is actually deeper. Well, it is equivalent to how high Mount Everest is. Not equivalent, but it is deeper into the earth than how high Mount Everest is. Does that make sense? Fuck, I don't know. But I guess they're going down, they're relaying the video, and a lot of the camera, or I guess people were describing it as a desolate and an alien-esque environment, which like I feel like that's how all the ocean is, seeing how we've only discovered like barely any of it, which is terrifying because I don't know. Me personally, the ocean is always something that scared me as a kid, and like I will not go like deep sea fishing or anything like that. I don't know. It's just the ocean's terrifying to me, which is weird because like as a kid I was so obsessed with sharks. Like I thought sharks are like the coolest animals and all that jazz, but the ocean was so scary to me that I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weirdo. But very interesting, very cool, and very nice to see. You love to see humans pushing boundaries, I guess. or trying to constantly be innovative, which, at the same time can be America's downfall. Well, not America, but humanity's downfall. Because sometimes we try a little too hard to keep improving that we lose sight on what we initially set out to do. You know what I mean? Not to get all philosophical, but I don't know, man. That's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. Of just like, I feel like, eventually, like, people will be their own downfalls because we'll try too hard to innovate something to a point where we'll create something that overtakes us. There's fuck, what is there's a book called I think it's I Can't Scream Because I Have No Mouth, and essentially what it is like, humanity built these supercomputers to try and it was like America built a supercomputer, I think like Germany and then China built supercomputers, and they built them to counteract the other supercomputers. But what eventually happened was, like, the supercomputer became sentient, so it like took over humanity and like killed everyone because it viewed them as like inferior, but it kept a few of them alive just to torture them, and it wouldn't let them die. It was keeping them alive forever. But like the story is like they eventually like break free and they kill, I think it was like four of the five, but they keep one and they just torture him all throughout time. And like, I don't know, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that happens in the future. It could be foreshadowing. It's very old. I think they even made like a video game on it, but it's also kind of racist. It's not good. But it's like, it's old, so everything old is just kind of racist. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't even know. I've gotten to the point where I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at these little solo things, but it's a very new thing to me. And I don't like to like take pauses that often because I feel like I lose momentum. Granted, like, I cut a lot of stuff out. Like, right now I am like 40-50 minutes deep, but I don't know, I inevitably just cut like almost 20-30 minutes of shit out event at the end, just because I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about? But it's just because when I take pauses, then I just lose the momentum, then I just fall off. Like, I tried to record an episode for Thanksgiving last week, and I got like 20 minutes in, and then I just took like a long pause, and I was just like, this is shit. I can't do this. Like, I can't put out something this fucking garbage. So I didn't. And I don't know. I do that with a lot of things because maybe, one man's trash, another man's treasure. Maybe somebody's like, you know what, Dan, that was probably one of your best episodes yet. But I will never know because I just get rid of all of them. I don't know, man. I guess I have my standards, and I assume people have similar if they're listening to it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Eventually you'll find the groove, but we're slowly slipping into it, slowly finding a way, you know what I mean? But let me see. That's another thing. I say but way too much to transition, and I keep doing it, I keep catching myself, and I just don't do anything about it. And I just keep doing it and doing it. And I'll say it again. Eventually you'll hear it again, and I'm gonna catch myself, and I'm gonna get so mad at myself. Oh god. Let's see. Is there anything else that I had interesting to talk about? Monolith, there, then gone, kind of spooky, kind of weird. Giant sword, please. Oh, backtracking that a little bit. If you have any like fantasy swords that you're like, this is the coolest sword, and they should make it into a trophy, you can at me. I'm curious what you guys have in mind. There's a lot of like Dark Souls swords that come to mind for me personally, just because that's what I remember the most, I guess. But Chinese Submarine, Mariana Trench, Sarah Fuller, shout out Sarah Fuller again, and then McRib. I feel bad putting like, I don't know, sometimes, because like I like the topics I talk about, but sometimes I feel bad putting like something like monumental, like being the first woman to play in a Power 5 football game. It's like, that's a big deal. And then I'm like, well, also the McRib is back, which not to overshadow you, but it's a pretty big deal. It's like, why do I do that, man? I don't know. I try to have like pretty kind of similar topics in the same vein. I try to have like not too negative topics, which is kind of hard to do in this day and age. You know what I mean? But we're doing our best. We're skating by. We're skipping rocks, doing our darndest. But oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, we're pretty deep in. Let me turn around. Yep, pitch black. It is pitch black, and it is not even like 5:30 yet. Uh, Winter is a burden sometimes, but it's weird because the weather hasn't even felt, or the weather hasn't even felt like winter. It's been like 50s or 60s, and it's like make up your fucking mind, man. Come on. And at the moment, no jazz in the background this week. At the moment, we have like synthwave kind of stuff. It's I don't know. It's honestly kind of distracting, which I not the best to do when you're recording a podcast, I will admit, but it is also keeping me like, energized because I am just feeling so tired lately. I wake up, I work out, and then that's it. The motivation is gone. I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day. And a lot of times I don't, I'll be honest. I don't know. It's like you try to do your productive things for the day and then you're like, all right, I can relax. And for me, I do my productive things. I'm like, there's still a lot of daylight left. I kind of just want the day to be over. Which is, I've probably talked about it before, but in the least depressing way possible. I feel I'm always waiting for like the week to end in hopes that something good will come the next week. But then I end up feeling the same way of like, I can't wait for this week to be over. So lately, what's been getting me by is like cheat meals on Saturday. Like last weekend, I had wings. Very excited about that. But I was very proud of myself. I ate good Monday through Friday. And I don't know, it's a step in the right direction. Now, my hope for this weekend is I have, I don't know if your parents ever got you for these or if you got them for your kids, but the Edmonds donuts, it's like the white box with the blue lining on it and wording. Those donuts, oh my God. I could murder a box. So I bought one when I went to the store. And now that is what is getting me through the week. And it's like, hey man, all you got to do is eat healthy and you can have some of these. And I say some, I mean the whole box because I will eat the whole box because I am just untamed, uncaged. I am relentless. Put them in front of me and I will eat them in a second because the self-control is not there yet. But there it is. I did it again. I always do it. Fuck, man. I there's got to be a counter for every time I do it. It's like at least I can acknowledge where I'm messing up. And I'm kind of just turning this podcast into like obviously it's just me talking to myself, but like hopefully people listen. That's just what a podcast is. But it feels super weird when it's just one person and you're only talking to yourself and there's nothing to I guess reciprocate to. Like you can't like bounce like I guess this is a weird analogy, but like doing like conversation or like podcasting is kind of like playing tennis where you're kind of just, hitting it. It's like Pong more or less. And then when, the point gets through, you reset and you got to pause and then you just kind of like, you know, tapping your toes, twiddling your thumbs, like, all right, waiting for the next thing to happen. But we're trying. I'm trying to get better. It also depends on, what kind of mental state you're in. Like last week wasn't really in a good one. And I'd argue today I'm not really in a good one, but I do have the motivation to, try and do it. And it's always something I look forward to do. So, thinking to put me in a better mood, it has. I just feel I don't have as much energy as I'd like, I guess. I just wish I had more energy to contribute, but it's just not there at the moment, sadly. But you never know. It's just, it's just how podcasting is. Some episodes are better than others. I wouldn't say this is a bad episode, but I do wish I had more energy to, create more conversations, create talking points, have people interested in it. But I mean, I'm nearing about an hour now. So I'm coming up on the end here. We're nearing the end. I was thinking I'd do a longer episode because there was one last week, but at the same point, like a lot of the topics were just from last week, so it's not like it is what it is, you know what I mean? But You know where to find me. On Twitter, it's ETOSTV. If you want to find me there, I don't really use our socials that much anymore, just because it's not like enough people follow it to be informed. So I might as well just follow me because I have people that follow me, I guess. But Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you find podcasts, except for Spotify, or oh my God, SoundCloud. Just because SoundCloud is, it's there, man. I don't view SoundCloud as like a podcast platform. Me personally, I'm sure I could have more reach if I did, but maybe we'll see. Regardless, if you've enjoyed what you heard so far, please consider leaving a little rating, a little 5-star rating, maybe a little comment, constructive criticism, always welcome. I mean, if you just tell me like, hey, you're shit, you'll make me feel bad. And if that's what you wanted, you'll get it. But I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a nice week. I hope you got your Cyber Monday and Black Friday shopping. Hope you got some good deals. Hope you're all healthy and doing well. Hope to hear from you next week. Take care. Love you. Be safe. And adios. Au revoir.